Hello viewers, this is Gayatri. I hope all of you are doing well. Okay, today we are going to discuss about the topic genetics, and we are going to learn about the basics of genetics, how the man's or organisms are evoluted through the generations. So to know about this, we have to go into the topic heredity and variation. Okay. As we already know, we are arrived from our ancestors with the help of the nature. So through these evolution, we have shown so many physical and biological changes in our body or in our characters. Okay. So many scientists worked or tried to discover the reason behind this change, and they went successful. Among them, Charles Darwin is one of the famous scientists who wrote a book known as Natural Theory of Selection. So according to him, every organism is evoluted is mainly because of the nature. Means the nature itself will select the organisms which deserve to survive. Okay. So at that time, everyone obeyed his opinion. Okay. After some time, another scientist, and another German scientist known as Gregor John Mendel, worked on some pea plants. Means he want to explain how the characters are evolving from generations to generation, and he want to know how these are evolving from parent to offspring. So he worked or he experimented on around 8,000 common pea plants or normal pea plants to observe the variations in the generations. Okay. So he produced the progeny through, means he crossed the plants, means he had done self-pollination and cross-pollination to observe the changes that occur in the progeny. So after all those experiments, he observed a lot of variations that occurred through generations and named those variations, means the changes that occurred in the next generation. Means, for example, if he crossed the parent plants to pea plants, he'll get a offspring, means the result kid. He saw some of the variations that occurred in that offspring and named those changes as inheritable units. Inheritable means which will come from the parents, which will inherit. Inherit means will get through our parents. Okay. So simply he named them as inheritable units or traits. Traits means nothing but characters. Okay. According to him, characters are evolved. As I mentioned earlier, characters are evolved from parents to offsprings through generations. So to describe it mathematically, he simply said them as 2n combinations. 2n means here the number of differing characters. Means although he crossed the parent plants, means two plants, the result one will not get only the same features, it will get some different features. So he named or he indicated that differing characters as n, and he described it in a mathematical form of 2n combinations. Okay. So he also explained that the plants also contain, the offsprings also contain different types of characters. In that characters, the characters which are expressive, means which will be shown outside, are dominant, and which are not expressive in nature are recessive. Means simply here we can see round color seeds. See here he took one round colored seed and one wrinkle colored seed. So here one round one is the dominant character, and wrinkled means normal one is the recessive character. When he crossed these both round and wrinkled seeds, what the result he got was only round seeds. Means in the first generation he crossed the round colored seeded plant with wrinkled colored seeded plant, and what he got in the first generation was only the plant with the round seeds. Then he observed that, only the round character of the seed came from the parent. Means the round character is the dominant one. So it is expressing, so it is dominant one. So he named that the expressive character as a dominant one, and which was not expressive in that plant as a recessive one. Okay. During these experiments, he also observed that every single character in the parent expresses individually. So after that, what he had done means, first he took only one character. Now, for example, he took only seed shape here. So after, in the next experiment, he took two combinations. For example, a pea plant having round and yellow colored seeds, and another pea plant having wrinkled and green colored seeds. Means here he took two characteristics to observe what was the result. Okay, when he crossed the plants with round and yellow colored seeds with green and wrinkled colored, what was the result came was round and yellow colored seeds only. Why? Because here the round and yellow color are the dominant characters. Okay, dominant means these are the major ones. Why? Because in the F1 generation he got only the main character, so he named that dominant character. Here the round and yellow are the dominant characters. So here he indicated them as RR, capital R and capital Y as round and yellow, and small r and small y as wrinkled and green. So depending on this, he explained the simply law of independent assortment. Independent assortment means after his experiments, he also observed that what happened in the first generation, he got a result, like one offspring, like one kid. What was that? The combination with RRYY. Although it is having 4 alleles, means 4 traits, only it was expressed as the round and yellow, because these two are dominant. No, so what he had done in the next generation means he crossed these hybrids which came from the pure ones with each other. Means R, capital R, small r, means round and yellow with the round and yellow, which are having the recessive traits also in them. Okay, he crossed both the hybrids with each other, and what he got in the next generation was simply superb. Like he got some of the plants with pure round and yellow, means pure dominant character, and pure recessive character like wrinkled and green, and some of them are with wrinkled and yellow combination, means dominant and recessive, and another with round and green, means it is also showing round colored seeds with green color combination. Okay, so that was the next generation result he got when he crossed two hybrids which came from the pure breeds. Okay, so by observing this, he simply explained that different genes assort independently because they are located on the different chromosomes. Why? Because in the first generation there are only dominant characters in the each plant, but here in every plant they are having both recessive and dominant characters. No, that's why these recessive and dominant characters will appear on different chromosomes, means different locations. Simply they'll appear in the different locations. That's why when they crossed each other, they appeared in the every cell. Means some of them are appeared in the some cells and in some offsprings, and some of them are appeared in another offspring. Means depending on this, he explained that every gene will every gene will assort itself in different locations. That's why it will align randomly during the cell division or during the crossing. So he explained this phenomenon as the law of independent assortment. Okay, after that, after observing these variations, he simply named him. He wanted to know what are the variations that are occurring. Okay, so observing so many plants and so many results, he named those variations as continuous and discontinuous. Means continuous variations means which will evolve through generations, means they are continuous for every generation. For example, round color is continuous in the F1 generation, F2 generation. Round color did not change, that is the continuous variation. Whereas the discontinuous means in the first generation we didn't got, like when he crossed round and wrinkled seeds, we got only round, means that wrinkled one is not expressive. So so in the first generation we can't see, we didn't observe the wrinkled character in the plants. So in the second generation, when we crossed that hybrid plants with each other, we got the wrinkled character also. Means that changes that occurred in the first generation, it's not there, and the second generation it appeared, means it is not continuous, no. So those changes he named them as discontinuous variations, means the variations that occur in every generations are known as the continuous, and then the variations that occur suddenly in the in next generation or another generation are known as discontinuous variations. Okay, they tend to be quantitative, means we can calculate them, but the discontinuous variations we cannot calculate because they doesn't appear in every generation. Okay, the continuous variations are controlled by a lot of genes, means it is the main character, that's why it will appear in the every generation, whereas the discontinuous variations are having only few genes, means it is a recessive, na, for example wrinkles, that's why it appears in only some generations. These continuous variations will strongly influenced by the environment, whereas the discontinuous variations does not have any effect with the environment. Okay, these are the changes between these continuous and discontinuous variations. So depending upon these variations, he named those phenomenon as the discontinuous inheritance. Inheritance means, I already told you, the evolving character from the parent to the offspring. Okay, after crossing those plants for so many generations, he observed that some of them have shown different variations, and although they'll carry some parental characters, but they'll show different variations in their some characters. For example, here we can see in the P generation, means in the parent generation, he took a violet flowered plant and a white flowered plant. When he crossed these two plants, he got a result of hybrid of only violet colored flowered plants. Why? Because here the violet is the dominant character. Okay, after next generation, when he crossed these with only the violet colored hybrid plant with the violet colored hybrid plant, he got, in the next generation, what he got some of the plants with violet flowers and some of them are with white flowers. Means here in this, when he crossed these F1 plants with each other, when he crossed with this hybrid plants with each other, he got a different result with dominant and recessive characters. Okay, so means in the F2 generation, he saw some discontinuous inheritance, because it is inherited from the F1 plants only, no. That's why he named that phenomenon as the discontinuous inheritance. And he named that changes that occurred suddenly, means that the changes that doesn't occur in the P generation but that occurred in the F1 generation are known as the, means because they occurred suddenly in the F1 generation, no, that's why they are known as the mutations. Means simply we can say mutations are the sudden changes that occur in the genes. Okay, so by observing all of these, Mendel also followed the inheritance of 7 traits. Means when he experimented on 8,000 pea plants, mainly he took some of the characters of the plant. For example, I told you color of the plant, color of the seed, shape of the seed and the shape of the petal, like that. He took some characters. Here traits means nothing but the characters. Okay, and each trait means each character is having 2 forms. 2 forms means, for example, color of the seed means green and yellow, and shape of the seed means round and wrinkle. Like every character is having 2 forms, but although they are having the 2 forms, when he self-pollinated each other, means in the F1 generation he got only 1 form, means when he crossed round and wrinkle, he got only round colored seeds which are dominant. Okay, that is nothing but the F1 generation. Next, in the 1866, Mendel published the paper Experiments in the plant hybridization. He published all his paper Experiments in the plant hybridization. In that paper, he proposed that heredity is the result of each parent passing along one factor of the trait. Means heredity means existence of the characters from the parent to the offspring depends upon both the parents. Means they may be same parent. Means in the plant self-pollination. Means if we consider the humans, it may be it depends upon both male and female. Okay, the characters of the offspring depends upon the mother and father. Okay, and although he worked that much to explain about the genetics or the inheritance of the characters, he is not that much popular at that time. But after some time, like early 1900s, some of the plant biologists finally acknowledged his work, his hard work, and named him as a father of genetics. Because that's why because he worked a lot to explain about the inheritance of the characters. He is named for his hard work as a father of genetics. Okay, as I want to conclude you that this is the topic, this is the basic topic of the genetics. Okay, in future I'll upload some more topics about genetics. Okay, thank you.